Roslovic right back to Hall. Kotkaniemi holding, sent it cross and deflected just wide by Roslovic. Oh, what a brilliant setup, but the finish just off. Oh, gets it out for Blake. Has it roll on him, still loose, and we'll get a whistle. Chance to get it out is Jankowski. Jost, he's going to make a move. He's got Robinson with him. Jost holds, shoots off the crossbar. Here comes Jarvis, backhand forehand. Saros with the save. Rebound follow-up Blake. He'll get it to Aho. 5 seconds left in the power play. This will find its way for Slavin. Down the boards. Aho out in front for Blake. He redirects it just wide. Power play's over. Canes keep it in. That shot out in front. Deflected as Aho got it there. Now a chance for Jarvis. As Aho had the tip. Now it's Burns. His shot high off the glass. Slavin tries to push it through Cole. Cole can't clear it. Great play by Slavin and knock it down.
Somebody should have just picked the puck up and thrown it in the net. I know that wouldn't have counted, but we're used to goals going in that don't count. Hi, everyone. I am Adam Gold, and I am at Lenovo Center. Pardon the rawness here, but this is the way we're doing it tonight. This is the Canes Corner podcast. We are brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. If it is for the exterior of your home, you can find it at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham. No place like it. Sammy Hanna and his crew do a great job. So you should check them out online, aluminumcompany.com. Let's just say hi. Mario is checking in from the Triangle Curling Club. I love it. I've been there. I've curled there. I have thrown some stones there. Speaking of, the Hurricanes on Grateful Dead night maybe should have thrown more stones. Throwing stones. Yeah, never mind. All of their goals were locked inside a box of rain tonight. Maybe Juuse Saros is a friend of the devil. Yeah, okay. I'll be here all night. Well, maybe not all night. Frustrating game. Carolina played better than Nashville. Well, take a step back from that. I thought for 40 minutes, Carolina dominated the game. Nashville's best period was the third period. The second Luke Evangelista goal was the backbreaker, but that was their best period of the game, and it was really an even period. Carolina's best scoring chances came early. Didn't do anything with them. Didn't score, but boy, they were juicy. You heard that one, that long sequence to start the period. Carolina had 15 seconds left of the power play. Jackson Blake makes the play, gets Jarvis in. Jarvis can't finish, tried to go 5-hole. Let me get to my notes, checks notes. Saros made the save. And then there was the chances after that. Then a few minutes later, Logan Stankoven, who was very good tonight, I thought. Just about every Hurricane was very good tonight. They just didn't score goals. Not everybody. We know one who wasn't. But Stankoven forces a turnover. Staal, for the second time in the night, makes a great pass right in the dead slot. This one, Stankoven was basically right on top of the crease. Can't figure out a way to get it through. Hurricanes had too many of those tonight. Jack Roslovic, side of the goal, pass from Kotkaniemi. Best play of the night from Kotkaniemi. Pass to Roslovic. It's a goal. I don't know what the expected goal is on that play. I mean, at least a half. And he redirects it wide. Aho to Robinson. Back door. Robinson kind of mishit it. And I actually thought, as I typed or wrote down mishit, I kind of like the way that looks, because it was S-H-I-T. Like, gotta be a goal. Hurricanes, this was a game where Carolina could have scored 6, and they got 1. So, frustrating game. A game that, again, for 40 minutes was utterly dominant. I mean, if you look at the statistical data from the game, you would never, ever, ever have thought that the Hurricanes, A, would have lost the game, but B, would have only scored one goal. It was that crazy. 33-4 shot attempts in the second period, and it was 1-1. 33-4. Anyway, Oklahoma City, shouts to you. Burlington, shouts. Tampa, Climate Pledge Arena again. And I'll need an update on the Kraken score. Seattle, Calgary. Calgary's right in the race here. Salem, bro. Is it? No, Salemburg, North Carolina. Greensboro and Rocky Mount all checking in. We have multiple people from Tampa and State Road, North Carolina. All right, let's talk about some positives first, because we should talk about positives before we get to the negative. We'll be like parents here. We'll go positive, negative, positive. We'll make you feel good first. The contract extension for Taylor Hall can't get done soon enough. Let's get it done now before it costs more money. He's been really good. I joked in the last podcast that we're not giving Eric Tulsky enough credit for the Mikko Rantanen smokescreen to slide in Taylor Hall for like a third round pick. Because he's been dynamite. And he fits. And I love his speed and I love his tenacity. And by the way, I love his accountability, because he was on the ice for that third goal. He tried hard, but he was on the ice for the third goal and basically called himself out. Whereas I have no problem with Taylor Hall. He didn't necessarily, he lost the board battle, I guess, but who was that with? Was that Philip Forsberg? And then Ryan O'Reilly got the puck to the defenseman, number 7, whatever his freaking name is. I'll tell you what his name is in a second here. 7. Mark Del Gaizo, I don't know. But he got the puck to Del Gaizo, and his shot was deflected by Evangelista, and that made it 3-1. But Hall was excellent, and he was good all night. There were a couple of, curious decisions with the puck. But I think Carolina did that a little bit tonight. Still, Hall had the power play goal. He's now scored 3 power play goals in his last 5 games. He's got Carolina's last 4 goals. At some point, somebody not named Taylor Hall is going to have to score. But he fits, and I believe the Hurricanes will sign him. My guess is 2-year deal. I think he would prefer 3. If it's 3, I think the overall number will be lower. I think the Hurricanes are willing to pay him a little bit more on a 2-year deal. Just a guess. But clearly he fits. I think we all like Mark Jankowski. I think the scoring touch will obviously wane at some point. There's a reason he's basically been a 4th liner the last several years. That's basically what he's become. But he's got good size, and he's a good skater, and he's got good reach, and he can kill penalties. And I know in the third period, Rod had flipped him and Kotkaniemi. And I don't know if he was mad at Kotkaniemi. It wasn't. I think it was late in the third period or midway through the third, although I can check that out. I will check that out as we're doing this. But I will say this about Kotkaniemi, and I'll get into it a little bit more. I thought he left some meat on the bone tonight. The pass to Roslovic, which was a great play. I thought that there were opportunities for him to do more tonight that he just kind of let go. Opportunities to shoot the puck when he didn't. Questionable passes. Like sometimes, especially when you are leaning on Nashville the way Carolina was, I just don't think you let them, like you force them to play all the way from the back. You get the puck behind them, and you force them to play, to come out from behind their own net. And I thought there were opportunities that Kotkaniemi didn't take advantage of. And trying to think exactly when the flip with Jankowski and Robin and Kotkaniemi happened, but it looks like it happened midway through the third period. I will effort to get that and be a little bit more clear with it. But Roslovic, Kotkaniemi, it happened midway through the third. All of a sudden, Jankowski was playing with Hall and Roslovic. Anyway, and Roslovic's played well of late, so I get it. But I think Kotkaniemi probably needs to have that spot if I think the Hurricanes are going to get the most out of their offense. But he's got to be able to take advantage of it as well. I thought the top line was excellent tonight. Aho, Blake, and Jarvis, everything but the goal. And I realize the goal is the most important thing. But my gosh, they could have scored 5. Jackson Blake, it's now 22 games without a goal for Jackson Blake. 22 since his last goal, which came March 23rd against Columbus. Not March 23rd, January 23rd against Columbus. 22 games since his last goal. He played just over 19 minutes tonight. He had 5 shots on goal, 7 attempts, and 4 bona fide grade A scoring chances. There was one play where I don't think he expected the pass from Jarvis. I think he was expecting Jarvis to shoot it. And when the pass came to him, he got nothing on the shot. So, unfortunate. He'll get it. And here's what I keep saying. I'm going to say it again. Don't score. Don't. Score in the playoffs. Wait. Because when the cork is popped on the Jackson Blake goal explosion, it's going to be glorious. I have total confidence that he will figure it out and start scoring goals. Total confidence that he will do that. But that line was really, really good tonight. They just didn't score. And you could tell listening to Aho in the locker room just how frustrated he is with all of it. And I think he's taking it upon himself, and he should. You know, he's got the letter. He's the veteran. He's got the big contract, all of that. Not that the contract should matter, but it's up to him. And he had plenty of opportunities to score tonight, and he couldn't find the back of the net either. You go back to the game, where was it, in Anaheim? He had 3 shorthanded breakaways and didn't pot any of them. He didn't have any shots on goal, and he had 3 shorthanded breakaways. Think about that for a minute. It's pretty impressive. Not necessarily impressive, but that's an upset. Anyway, you got to be happy with the way that line is playing, and I think they'll stay together. I am interested to see what will happen when Andrei Svechnikov draws back in. Where does he go? My guess is that he goes where Roslovic is, but Hall, Roslovic, who I didn't particularly like tonight, they generate a lot of chances. Is Andre going to be the same player with Hall? At this point, there's a little chemistry there. And again, I want to see Kotkaniemi take his game to another spot, because I think we've seen enough to think that there is another level for him to get to, at least in terms of consistency, because he seems to take steps back when he really shouldn't. And I thought there were some good moments tonight, and we'll get to the bad moment in a minute. So power play looks better. Taylor Hall has something to do with that, but also it's better puck movement. It's not just Taylor Hall. The joke is Taylor Hall has fixed the power play, but it's just better puck movement. They are moving the puck a little bit quicker, And when they do that, by the way, it goes hand in hand with moving their legs and moving each other quicker. Still want to see them not telegraph passes and not always look to the bumper. I want to see him use the back of the net more because I think that will open up plays. If you can get behind the net and play out from there, I think you can be effective. We haven't seen enough of that. But anyway, so those are those things. Positives, right? Now to a negative. For the most part in the last dozen games, and certainly during that 8-game winning streak, Pyotr Kochetkov was great. If you even go back and you look at and track and kind of go back to the game he beat Buffalo in. It's a low shot attempt game, but he played pretty well against the Sabres. And it was 5 straight wins for Kochetkov, personal 5-game winning streak. And his save percentage was .949. It included the game against Boston, where he absolutely stole the game. And I'm trying to remember who played in the game against Philadelphia. There was another game in there where Kochetkov absolutely died. It was the game in Philly where I think it was the first period, where he basically won the game for you in the first period when you weren't all that good. And at that point, in my brain, I'm like, all right, this is a guy who is making a statement, who wants to be the starter when playoff game 1 rolls around. When New Jersey skates in here for the first game of the opening round of the playoffs, number 52 is going to head out into the crease because he's earned that. And in his last 2 starts, he has created enough doubt, I think, in the mind of the head coach, although Rod won't say it, but I think he has created enough doubt, and Freddie has played well, to make, I think, the head coach go, maybe 52 isn't ready. And I have those doubts myself. Because in the last 2 games, and for whatever this is worth, I don't think you take it as complete gospel, but it tells us something. Expected goals against Pyotr Kochetkov in the last 2 games, just under 4, 3.8. Actual goals allowed, 10. The game in LA, yeah, I only really hang the 3rd goal on him, but I know you're screened. You got to kind of figure out a way around it. And, yeah, there were some good shots. That 4th goal, the Trevor Moore goal was posted in or bar down, just like the Adrian Kempe goal was inside of the far posted in. That was an elite shot. I don't blame him on that at all. But the others can be gotten. And it's okay. Like on one of the either the 5th or the 6th goal, which looked identical, there was a bad rebound allowed. And tonight's first goal can't go in. It's not even on goal. It's well outside the goal. You can make the argument that all you did was waste your own energy by even trying to make a save. But he flashed the pad and made the save. But then you got to locate the puck. You can't just blindly reach your hand behind and not move. Like, if you're just blindly reaching your hand behind, just lay down. That was a bad goal. And by the way, we'll shine the light on Jalen Chatfield there for being late to get and help your goaltender out. I mean, I don't think Chatfield played his best game tonight. But that's a goal that was avoidable. Can't have that go in, especially when you're the better team by a lot. And Carolina had the 2 best chances on that power play. From, Jarvis and, was it Aho? Jarvis, Aho, Martinook. There were 3 chances on that power play, and Carolina didn't do anything with them. And then they give up the goal because the goaltender can't find the puck. So to me, You have to have that one. That one can't go in. Now you're trailing the game after dominating the first period, and that was just a harbinger because in the second period, you beat Nashville's brains in even worse, but it's 1-1. Poor line change, but here's where, and this is not a bad goal, and we'll explain the differences between bad goals and saves you'd like to have. So in this case, I'm calling this a save you'd like to have. First one, bad goal. Second one, save you'd like to have. And over the course of the games where he was playing really well, Kochetkov was in such of a zone that he would not have bit on the first move by Evangelista. But because, and who knows, maybe he's still thinking about the first goal that he shouldn't have allowed. But man, he committed so fast to the shoulder fake. And rather than just be patient, wait him out. You just completely gave up the goal right there. And just an easy move around him. Hey, look, Taylor Hall did it to Juuse Saros as well. But on the Preds Corner podcast right now, Gadam Old is sitting there going, Juuse Saros bit on the first move. And while it's not a bad goal, you're thinking, yeah, I'd like to have a save there. And I think, and certainly given the state of the game at that point, 1-0, Carolina could have used the save. Apologies. Then you get the goal from Taylor Hall on the power play to bring you back within 2-1. Then you get a power play right at the end of the second period, and you generated some scoring chances. It wasn't awesome, but you generated some scoring chances. Of course, start the third with, 3 great ones. But that's just the first 2 goals. Now let me get to the third goal, where really not on Kochetkov, although I still can't figure out where Evangelista's stick got the puck. Did he get it low? Did it hit the shaft of a stick and just kind of float over? I'm 100% not sure. The replays have not been good enough for me to really figure it out. But the goal really happened before the shot. And this will get me back to something that I kind of referenced a little bit ago. And remember the game in LA where Carolina lost a bunch of wall battles? For 3 out of the first 4 goals, they lost board battles. So here, to me, is where Carolina, there were 2 mistakes made on the play, in my opinion. The first mistake is, if you go and watch the replay, you, like me, can say, so, Jesperi, what exactly were you doing here? You're there, but you're not really there, and then you're not really marking anybody. You had the opportunity to be physical and get the puck, and you didn't do it. You reached out with your stick, sort of, like Orlov is behind the play. Hall is engaged, I believe, with Forsberg. And once the puck squeaks out, yes, if you watch, Jesperi's like, what do? I don't know. You're 6'3", 200 pounds, man. Go throw your body at somebody and get the puck out of there. You cannot give up a goal when it's 2-1 in the third period. You just can't. So I didn't understand what Kotkaniemi was doing there. And who knows, maybe that's what caused Rod to flip Jankowski and Kotkaniemi. And then Chatfield is also culpable here. He marked nobody. I would argue that Evangelista is probably his responsibility there. Because Orlov had, I forget who it was, Orlov had somebody, everybody's favorite, Dmitry Orlov. He had sealed off his man. We already knew what had happened behind the play, with Hall losing the wall battle to Philip Forsberg and Kotkaniemi loitering. And Chatfield's caught in no man's land, and he scrambled to try to get back. But ultimately, Evangelista is kind of his responsibility, I think. So there were mistakes made on that play, not by the goaltender. And because it's a deflection in front, I mean, again, feel free to make a save, but I don't even know that it's that situation at all. Maybe. Again, I need to see a better, slower replay of it to know what really happened. But I think the two bigger problems on that goal were Kotkaniemi doing nothing and Chatfield like being caught in no man's land, where ultimately he was also doing nothing. And that obviously hurt because you can't give up that goal. So we had a bad goal, a goal you'd like to have back, and then a goal that's more about the team than it is the goaltender. So, and I do think in my brain, and I talked about this with Corey Lavalette in the second intermission, if the last 3 months of the season, from when the time Anderson came back to the start of the playoffs, because it's about 3 months, if the last 3 months of the season is a fact-finding mission for the head coach, Anderson's play over the last 4 games is better than Kochetkov's play because the last 2 games matter. Because the goaltending was either at times bad or, yeah, like to have a save there or like to not have a rebound there. And I thought the game against Philadelphia, I thought Kochetkov played the best period of his entire Hurricanes career. Completely focused, you could tell. He was anticipating plays. He was ahead of the play. Did not see that tonight. Actually saw the opposite tonight. So, with that said, there are 11 games left for the Hurricanes. Kochetkov will start five of them. Anderson will start 6 of them unless we get to the end of the season and Rod Brindamore wants to give both guys some time off and we call up Spencer Martin to play in a couple of them or Yanni Peretz to come up and play in a couple of them. We'll see. My guess it'll probably be Spencer Martin because Martin would be the next guy they call if they needed a goaltender in the postseason if somebody got hurt. So right now I give the edge to Freddie. And now, big picture, because while you want to put points on the board, you want to put get closer to clinching a playoff spot, get closer to wrapping up home ice in the first round of the playoffs. This team has still played very well. It played very well tonight. That was not a game where you should be, this guy's bad, this guy's bad, this guy's bad. That was a game in which, man, that should have been a win. It wasn't. Your goaltender didn't play all that well. The other guy did. And if you're Boston, you outplayed the Hurricanes here, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? But your goalie, Swayman, didn't play as well as the other goalie, Kochetkov. Sometimes you get beat by a goaltender. And I think that's what happened tonight for the Hurricanes. I think they got beat by Juuse Saros, who's had a history of doing that in this building. So, anyway, I see. Okay. Boris wonders where Aho was. And Boris, you misunderstood Aho. They need to score. They generated tons of chances. Yes, Only one goal on 35 shots, Boris. You're right. You're right about that. Doesn't mean they didn't play well. It just means they didn't score. Now, if we are only judging, and I guess it's your prerogative, if we are only judging whether they played well or individual players played well by whether or not they score, okay, we'll all take the 0. But that really isn't the way to do it. So, whatever. If you want to be that guy, be that guy. That's fine. Top line played great, just didn't score. They do have to start scoring, and that's where I said earlier that I appreciated Aho kind of taking the responsibility for the team because he's the guy. He's wearing the letter. He's eventually going to wear the C. He gets it. He needs to score. But boy, that line was good. Keep doing that. Whatever you did for 60 minutes, keep doing that. And they'll be fine. So, with that said, Montreal on Friday. Don't know. I'm not doing that game on Friday. Don't know if I'll be able to see the game Friday. If I do see the game, we'll pop on for a Canes Corner podcast immediately after. But chances are we're going to be a Sunday back here at Lenovo Center after the Hurricanes and Islanders play. But we'll see about Friday whether or not we can get together and do that because I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually see the game on Friday. Canes in Montreal on Friday, Islanders on Sunday, Capitals on Wednesday. And again, apologies to the people who have tickets for the Caps game. I kept saying it was Tuesday. And they're like, wait a second. Do we have to come up Tuesday now? No, it is Wednesday. Canes and Caps should be fun. Capitals were in Winnipeg tonight. Let's see if we have final scores. The Avalanche are going to beat the Red Wings. I think the Avalanche had a 5-1 lead, wasn't it? Want to just get the quick score. I think the NHL scoreboard refreshed backwards. Yeah, they did. Or maybe I was the Blues had gone up 5. Blues beat the Canadiens. Golden Knights beat the Wild. Jets beat the Capitals in overtime. So Washington goes to 101 points. They are now their magic number is 10 to win the division over Carolina. But we knew Washington was going to win the division. Let's get it over with. And let's get it over with clinching home ice in the first round. But you got to gain points in order to do that. All right. We're brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. If it is for the exterior of your home, you can find it at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham. No place like it. Sammy Hanna and his crew do a great job. You should check them out for all of your exterior home improvement needs. By the way, Jeffrey and Jamie's, they're all right. Michael Bunting, chef's kiss, acting job. That's what bothered me the most about the first goal was that Bunting scored it and he embellished the hell out of that penalty. I'm not saying that it wasn't a penalty. It looked like the stick came up and maybe hit him, maybe in the neck, maybe in the chin, but Bunting grabbed his whole face like I assumed blood would be pouring out of it. And then later in the period, or the third period, Chatfield's stick came around and caught him. It looked like on the side of the helmet, and Bunting went to the ice. Like, dude, play soccer. If you're going to roll around on the ice like you've just been killed, go find a different sport. Why don't we call embellishment? That's a use for video right there. Dude, what's wrong with you? Like, to me, that's a misconduct. I don't know about a penalty, but it's a misconduct. You know what? Get out of here for 10 minutes. Stop being that dude. But anyway, that's Michael Bunting. We saw it here for half a year before Carolina traded him to Pittsburgh to get Jake Guentzel. All right, we got to go. We'll hopefully see you Friday. If not, we'll see you Sunday. I hope you guys enjoy the game on Friday. Anyway, we'll do it again. Canes Corner Podcast. I'm Adam. Rate, review, subscribe, like, do all of the things you need to do. Tell a friend, phone a friend, ask for help, and we'll see everybody very soon on the Canes Corner Podcast. Good night.